All right, let's get down on the ground, getting ready. We're going to start in a high plank position. We're going to shift our hips up and back into downward dog. I want you to hold here for a second. Really work to push those heels into the ground, into those grounds if you have multiple grounds. Alternate walking those feet back or those heels down. Really stretch out those calves, those hamstrings. Then go ahead and push both feet into the floor. Get those hips high and away from you. We're just going to do a nice little body wave. So think about each piece of your vertebrae rolling to the ceiling as we push forward over those hands. And we're going to drop those hips down into an upward dog. We're going to hold there for a second. We're going to get a little rotation to the left, a little rotation to the right, back to center. And we're going to push those hips up and back into down dog again. One more time, big wave. Hips go all the way down to the ground. Eyes go up to the ceiling. And rotate. And rotate. And push it back. All right. We go ahead on to one knee. I'm going to have you cheat that front foot forward just a little bit. And push those hips forward into a nice little lizard stretch. I want you to focus here on this front knee. I want you to really push that front knee over that front foot. Should feel a little bit more of that ankle mobility going on. All right, in this position, I want you to reach across, push that outside of that knee. And we're going to get a little rotation through here. If you're just with me in Equipped, we worked quite a bit of rotation. You should feel pretty good from that. But just in case you weren't, we're going to hold this position for another 5 or so seconds. And relax. We're going to switch legs. Other foot's forward. Again, from a standard kneeling position, I want you to shoot that foot forward just a little bit more. And lunge into that front foot. Knee's going to go out over those toes. That heel stays down on the ground. All right, hands to the outside of the knee. Push against that knee. Knee pushes against that hand. And rotate. Squeeze that upper back. Hold there. 5 seconds. And relax. All right, let's talk about what we have going on today. Our first little package, if you will, is going to be 3 separate movements. Okay, movement number 1 is going to be what we call a scorpion. Okay, real crazy. So we're going to start in our primal position. I'm going to show you all the movements and then we're going to go through them. But if you want to practice, go ahead and practice with me. So from our position here, we're going to bring I'll start with our right leg up and over, and we're going to try to maintain contact with that right hand and just reach as far as we can with that heel and bring that back down into primal. Okay? So we're not actually rotating all the way across, we're not coming all the way across here, but think about just reaching that leg up and over or rotating those hips. So if you want to think about it, your hips are staying here, or your shoulders are staying here, your hips are rotating as far this direction as possible. Okay? That's what we're talking about with that rotation, with that scorpion. So we'll alternate sides on those each rep, okay, for the first one. Got it? Sure. All right, second one is going to be a front step with a front kick. So again, starting in that primal, in that beast position, I'm going to step forward with that left foot, okay? That left hand's going to come off the ground. That right hand is still planted. That back foot, I'm just going to pull through and kick. All right, I'm hidden by my cup. All right, so reach that foot back, return to that primal position, and switch sides. So 1 step forward, 1 kick through. All right, stepping back, stepping back. All right, that's movement number 2. We'll get plenty of practice, I promise. And the last one is going to be kind of a 3-step movement. It's going to be that same starting position. From that primal, we're going to do that same front step. Okay? This back foot, instead of kicking all the way through, we're just actually going to kick to our heel. Okay? And sit. All right, you're going to put your butt on the ground. Now the foot that's up, this is my left foot, I'm going to extend this behind me into a pigeon position. All right, so I've now lifted my hips up off the ground. Should feel a nice little stretch through that glute on that right side. And from this, I'm just going to step it into a priming position. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to step forward with my right foot this time. Left ankle comes to right ankle and sit down on the ground. My right foot, that first foot I stepped with, that's just going to come back and around in a pigeon position. All right, now I'm just going to step that back into primal. Okay? We'll get practice, I promise. So let's go ahead and switch this timer into some rounds. So we're going to work about 45 seconds going through each of these, and we're going to do 2 rounds all the way through. Okay? So get yourself ready. We're going to start with those scorpions, those toughest ones. All right? So we're going to get into that primal position. I'm going to bring that left foot up and over. Big reach. Keep that right hand on the ground. And then back down. All right? Left foot comes up and over. All the way through. Keep that hand on the ground. Kicking my TV. All right. We're just going to go back and forth here. Just trying to open those hips as best you can. Really extend through that opposite foot. Oh yeah, we're just making all kinds of action going on here. Hang up in that position best you can. Try to maintain the position of those shoulders. Really open those hips. The last one on that opposing side. And relax. All right. Don't tell my wife we kicked our wedding photo. All right, we're going to go into that front step with the kick, okay? Front step with front kick. So we're starting in that prime position. Big step forward. Kick that other foot through. All right, and return back. Return back. Step it on the other side. Kicking through. All right, any of these positions we can hang out for a little bit longer if need be. All right, if you want to hang out here for an extra second, catch your breath, you can. If you want to hang out here for an extra second, feel that stretch, you can. It's your workout, your movement. I want you to get what you want out of it. All right, we're going to go one more time, each way. Last time, step and kick, back and back. All right. We'll have another round, so if you're getting a little lost, don't you worry. Next one is going to be that step to sit into that pigeon. All right? So, front step, ankle to ankle into that sit. That high knee is going to go all the way back, and we're just going to walk it back. All right? Now, just worry about that foot. That is that front step foot, because that's going to be the one determining which way you're moving. All right, should feel relatively natural of what foot goes where after that front step. So just worry about alternating that front step each time you come through. And again, once you get into those pigeon positions, if you want to hold on to that for just a little bit longer, feel a breath in there, you can, and relax. We are lightning round. So we're going to go one more time through those, starting with those scorpions. Make sure you don't kick anything. Let's get ready, and let's do it. I'm going to cheat towards the camera a little bit. Hopefully that'll help. So foot goes up and over, big reach, and back down. Up and over. Should feel a little bit easier this second time around. A, because you might feel more comfortable knowing what you're doing, and B, probably a little bit more warmed up, a little bit more mobile in those joints. All right, we're in your last 10 seconds here. Don't need to overextend. Just get to a position where you feel that bit of a stretch. Last 2, 1, and relax. All right, not as bad that second time, right? So let's switch over, going into that front step with a kick. Again, try to, hopefully you feel a little bit better going through this one the second time. All right, let's get up in that beast position, step, kicking through. All right, if we need to put that heel down on that front foot, you can, but try to maintain those hips up off the ground. All right, that's going to be the primary thing here, is maintain up on those just those 4 points of contact, being those hands and those feet. All right, we're mixing in some strength with that mobility. All right, that is the name of the game here in that primal flow. All right, strength and flexibility. Last 2, 1, and relax. All right, we got one more of this little triplet, and we'll take a longer break. Okay, so that step, sit to pigeon. All right, take your time with this. Try to find that level of comfort, and let's do it. Step, ankle to ankle, high knee comes all the way back. Sit that pigeon for just a second, and lock that back. All right, working to kind of find the flow between those two positions. Think about that kind of as a little bit more of the advanced maneuvers. I want you to really just focus on hitting those positions first and foremost, okay? So if we can get there, we can smooth out those transitions over time. But if we're not even quite getting where we need to be, then that's going to be a bit of an issue. Last 2, 1, and time. All right, take a quick break. You deserve it. That was a lot of work in a very small amount of time. Give me a quick sip of water here. All right, so we're going to move on to the next little segment. We're going to have, again, 3 different movements. Each has a couple of pieces. So number 1 is very similar to what we're just doing. So we're going to go from our beast position. All right, this might be easier this way. We're going to go from our beast position, knees up off the ground. We're actually going to hop our feet out wide. So you're now in a bit of a hamstring stretch. Okay, we're going to roll that up. We're going to sit into one leg, sit in the other leg, and we're going to come back down, back to beast. All right. Think about these as a kind of a form of jumping jacks. Okay, jumping jacks with some Cossack squats in there. All right, so that's going to be our first movement for the first 45 seconds. Second movement is going to be a high plank with what we call a single arm swimmer. Okay, so in that high plank position, you're going to take one hand up off the ground, forward, all the way back, touching to the middle of the back, coming all the way back around and down. Okay. We will alternate hands each rep on that one. So I want you to focus on moving that arm slowly, in control, a little bit of mobility through the shoulder there, while we have stability in that down hand as we come back. Okay, that's movement number 2. Movement number 3 is going to be from a crab position. All right, and what we're going to do, so I'm going to use rights and left on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my right leg underneath. I'm going to replace, how do I explain this? All right, so I'm going to bring my right leg underneath. I'm going to rotate over, and I'm going to try to get into a 2-point beast stance. So it's going to be a lot easier if you're opposing hand to foot. Don't try to balance on the same side. It won't work out as well. So 4 points of contact here. My right foot comes up. My left hand is going to come up. Basically, you're going to turn from chest up to chest down. Find that balance and come back. And then we'll do the other side. All right. Touch those fingers or those toes down if you need to on that balance position. Don't expect you to be flawless, especially that first time. I'm certainly not. So just do your best on it. Find that balance. If you need to modify that down from a 2-point beast to a 3-point beast, meaning you have an extra point of contact, please do that. But otherwise, we are rocking ready to roll. Right, all right, so we got about 5 minutes. So we'll be able to get through 3 rounds. All right, already up and ready in that beast position. We're hopping those feet out wide, standing it up into one leg, and the other leg, hands down, back to beast. All right, so you're going up and down through that. We're going to bring that intensity way up as we finish here. So a couple of different ways you can challenge yourself here. Certainly the pace at which you're moving, if you like that cardiovascular aspect of it. You can also challenge the flexibility there and hopping those feet out a little bit wider each and every round. So from this position, get those feet out real wide and get real deep into those Cossack squats. Up and relax. All right, take a second, breathe. Just take a breath. We're there. All right, high plank with those swimmers. Start with whatever hand that you would like to start with. Going into that high plank. Wider those feet, the better balance we have. One hand comes up, all the way around, big arch. Back of the hand into the low back, like you're about to do a one-arm push-up, and return. Other hand goes up, swing it all the way around. Hand cuff, all the way back, and down. So like I said, the slower you go on this, the more difficult it's going to be for that core. So we really want you to focus on slow movement all the way around. See if you can get an 8-second arch in that hand. Last 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, so awesome job on that. Some more balance. We're going to move into that crab to that 2-point beast. Okay, remember opposite points in contact. Very similar to that swimmer kind of position we were just in. That was a 3-point. We're just going to take one more point off. Okay, so get up in your crab position. Just kind of an inverted beast, hands and feet with the chest up. And we're just going to take opposite arm and leg, switch over into that balance. Hold that balance for just a second and come back. Switching to the other side, find that balance, hold it, and return. All right, so again, this one not designed to go fast. Want you to just work on being in control. Smooth transition, find that balance, and return. Looking good, folks. Oh yeah, starting to figure it out now. Last 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right. I like to think of that one, you know, like when a character in a movie discovers they can fly, and they like jump off a building and they like float right above the ground. Kind of like what you are, like right here. So I like to think of. All right, let's get back in that beast. Hopping those feet up, stand back to those Cossack squats. So we know what to expect this second round. This is going to be our last 3 minutes of work, folks. So we're going to work and work hard. We will. All right, make sure we maintain that beast. Getting back into good position as we hop back and standing tall. All right. We got this, folks. Looking good, looking good. Hang it in. We're going to go one more rep here. Last 5 seconds. Bring it up. Last 2. Last 1. And relax. All right, 2 minutes to go. We're going to go into those swimmers. All right. Our balance is great, right? So we got a lot of practice with that balance. Get up in that high plank, reaching forward all the way around. So again, these swimmers, I want you to focus on core stability. If you find those hips are rotating up to maintain balance, we either need to drop those knees down or take that swimmer aspect out of it. You can also widen those feet for a little bigger base. But I want you to really focus on keeping those hips square to that ground. Should feel those in that abdomen, in that six-pack, in those obliques, all through that core, all through that pillar. Here we go, folks. Come on. We got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and down. All right, we've got one last movement that crab to that 2-point beast. We're going to finish strong. Final 45 seconds of work. Let's flip it over into that crab position. Ready in 1, and let's do it. Flip it over, find that balance, and reverse. Flip it over, find that balance, and reverse. Oh yeah. Picking up steam as we finish here. Big hold. Talked a lot about that core stability. Finding a lot of balance. Whoa, as we lose it. Alright, a lot of mobility through that spine. This is going to help us make those minor adjustments. Good warm up. Ooh, find that balance. Come on. Last 2. Last 1. And time. Alright, what a speedy workout. We put a lot into that 20 minutes, didn't we? Alright, that's going to do it for us today, folks. Hopefully you enjoy your evening. Get yourself a great dinner. Grab some water. We'll see you back Monday, or not Monday. Well, probably see you Monday, but we'll see you tomorrow first. 7 a.m. morning mobility. Otherwise, we'll see you in Strength Flow there as well. Have a good night.